This presentation is brought to you by NotaryStars.com, OnlineNotariesPublic.com, and Unlimited Ink Notary. Presentations like these are made available through our paid memberships who have access to over 150 hours of training on every loan product under the sun and the most robust notary signing agent resource library online today. If you find presentations like these useful, please consider liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and maybe becoming a member of NotaryStars.com or OnlineNotariesPublic.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Beth Hathoot and this is Notary Stars General Mentorship. Today's July 31st, 2023, and we are so happy you could join us here today. Please remember, if you're driving, we would prefer that you remain off camera and stay on mute. Keep your eyes on the road. We truly care about your safety and well-being. This meeting is being recorded, so you'll have opportunity to watch the replay on our YouTube channel at a later time. If you subscribe to our channel, you'll also get notified when we post fresh new content each week. Our mentorship sessions are held every week on Mondays, the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's all about you, our beautiful nationwide notary community. We hope that you'll turn on your cameras, bring a question forth, or share something you know with your colleagues here today. All you have to do is use the raise hand feature to virtually raise your hand and get into queue. Got a quick update for all of you who are Notary Stars members. If you haven't been to our website lately, you might be surprised to find that we're adding new videos nearly every week. In the members only training section, some of the videos have downloadable reference sheets for you as well. Module 1 is just basic notary stuff. We have a video on certificates, signature by mark, signature by proxy, signature by POA. Module 2 has now been dedicated solely to seller files. So there's a standard seller file, a 1031 exchange, seller pre-signing. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and pop in and check that out. Seller who are also LLCs, and then sales out of an estate. Module 3, totally dedicated to refinances. We've got a split signing in there. Non-borrowing title holder. We've got a refinance for primary residence and investment property. We have a step rate interest loan. So that's probably a new one for you. You might want to check that out. We also visit files with AKA signatures, prepayment penalties. We have a VA streamlined file, and we have trust files with both inter vivos and quitclaim deed scenarios. Module 4 is still a work in process, but it's going to be dedicated to buyers. There's several videos that are already there, but those are being updated as quickly as we can get to them. We'll also be adding more file types to all the modules as they become available, so be sure to check back often. There's also in all of those modules, at the very bottom of the page, there's a hyperlink there that can link you out to NNA's rescission calendar. That's for your use. Be sure to take advantage of that. Now, as you get those cameras on and get your hands raised, we have a couple of announcements. The first one is actually that we have a big announcement from Lisa Duffy, but not until the end of the session. So if you're interested in live scan or ink card fingerprinting, you really want to stick around till the end of the session. I won't say another word because actually I don't know what it is, but I was told it's big, big, big. Okay. Our second announcement is regarding our current contest. You know, the one where we're giving away $1,000 on October 30th. You only need to have been a Notary Star or higher member at some point in the past through August 1st, which is tomorrow, guys, and make a short 30 to 60 second video telling others what you gained from your Notary Stars membership. Be sure to leave out any part that talks about the money that you've made. We don't want that to be part of the process. We did send out an email with full details, and it's also posted in our Facebook group. But this is your chance to make some easy cash. So this video contest really was kind of inspired by Marcy Tabero's Notary on the Street initiative. And we're hoping to show you how to get behind that camera and educate your community and others what you're capable of. So it's a big prize money. It'll be fun and it'll get you some experience behind the camera. All right, Mr. Ronnie, I know you have a big brain dump for us. So if you're ready to start us off with some micro topics and get our brains turning, we're ready for you.
Absolutely, guys. First of all, I want to say this session is truly about you. I have topics that I can talk about that I collect all week long, and I'll try to pepper those through. But if you brought something that you need to discuss this week, or you need an answer on, or you need something that you need help with in your notary career, please, please, please go ahead and get your hand virtually raised. We'll get to you before I go through all these topics. I don't want you to wait till the end of the episode. You might have to run out to a signing or something. We really want this episode to be about you every week. Just to comment off of what Miss Beth said, the contest that we're running is absolutely along the lines of I want you guys to take back the internet. And yes, it's self-serving. We're running a contest. We want some testimonials from you guys. Notary Stars is not the underdog. We offer more training than any other website out there. We have everything, and we keep adding more, and we don't take from other training courses, which we'll talk about tonight as a prompt. But I want you guys to learn to get behind the camera because we're going in that direction. Okay. Everyone's going to need to know how to educate their local community. And we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So please, if you brought questions about anything in the notary industry tonight, get those hands virtually raised. Otherwise, I'm going to start with some micro topics. But please feel free to interrupt as your minds start churning tonight. I know sometimes you need some feeding, to get that mind turning. The first thing that I want to address this week is something that's happening that I've actually never seen before. Well, not in this arena. There is and by the way, the sharpness of my camera may seem a little funny. I actually was a participant in a Ron signing today, and I had to sharpen my camera to get it to take the ID. And so anyways, I'll fix that before the next episode. Anyways, there are emails going out right now that say, we have partnered with the NNA and we've chosen you. And I actually got one of these emails. Beth got one of these emails, and I'm sure that you guys are getting the emails as well, or some of you may got them. It's a signing agency. Something tells me that they're brand new to being a signing agency, because owning a signing agency, I would never say that I'm a partner of the NNA if I wasn't. We all learned that a couple of years ago when a certain training course said that they were a partner of the NNA, and they really weren't, and they made them backpedal on it, and then, that's how it goes. I want to express to you that a signing agency that is so desperate to tell a lie may not be the signing agency you want to work with. Now, they may be great people, they just might be making a bad choice, but we don't know anything about this signing agency. And I want to tell you that out of the gate, they are not on SnapDocs or signing order, which is the standard of sending out orders these days. Some bigger companies like Mortgage Connect that work directly with Wells Fargo or Bank of America, ServiceLink, they have their own platforms, Amrock. But if you don't know them and they're lying to you out of the gate saying that they're a partner with the NNA, maybe not the best choice to pick up a signing. And you guys need to collectively say, I'm not going to pick up a signing because I checked with the NNA. And I called them, and I actually called representatives that we know, and you guys know and respect, but I haven't had approval to say so, that they've already been sent a cease and desist on saying that they're partners with the NNA. I want to say this right now, and I want everyone to hear it. The National Notary Association has no partners. They have no training partners. That means me and anybody else. They have no signing agency partners. They have no notary partners. They don't partner with anyone. And you can call me tomorrow and check. There are no partners. trainers, notaries, signing agencies, title companies, nothing. If someone is willing to send you an email that is even 50% live, what this signing agency really means is that they are going to the NNA website and pulling your profile, and everyone who is a member of the NNA is in good standing. That's what the email says. It says, we pulled your profile and you're in good standing. Well, guess what? Everyone's in good standing with the NNA because you pay them money. You have no choice but to be good standing. They don't give you ratings. They're going and pulling from signingagent.com, which is a part of the NNA, and then sending you the email. So they built a program to plug into it. That does not make them a partnership. So if they will lie to you from the first email that they send you, okay, that means that they may not pay you. Because if they're willing to lie from the first time that they walk through the door, they're willing to lie on the back end too. And believe me, they're more willing to lie on the back end. And now I don't have any proof that this person's not going to pay you or what have you. But why take the chance if somebody will lie to you the very first minute that they meet you, that they're going to pay you on the back end? So just be very careful about those things. We do have our hand raised, and so I'll mark this topic off as done. And then Mr. Rod, you've got a question there. I'd love to hear from you related to that topic or not.
Okay, thanks, Ronnie, and hi to everybody. Do you feel comfortable telling us who they is and what you were just talking about, so we can keep our antenna?
Sure, I have no problem, because from what I was told, the NNA actually sent them a cease and desist. I just need to look it up in our Facebook group really quick. I'm just popping over there. I'll actually, while I'm there, post this into the chat, and I'll do it on the replay as well. If you're not a part of our Facebook group, please join, because we have conversations there that are pretty important. The name of the company, and I posted, because if they want to talk about it, maybe they should come to Notary Stars and explain to all the notaries in the country why exactly they say. So it's called Request a Notary.
Say again, I'm sorry.
Request a Notary.
Request a Notary.
Yeah. And if anybody here has actually worked with Request a Notary, please raise your hand. Let us know what your experience was, because we may be completely wrong about this. And I have no shame in saying that. But I'm going to tell you that if a signing agency doesn't, and I'll share my screen right now just real quick so you can see the request that we put out. Beth actually tried to communicate with them. Let's see, did I share the right screen? Do you guys see that right there?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the Request a Notary that came out. And we got the word out to 2,000 people in the Facebook group. So that's the agency that sent that out. But you have to be very careful saying that you're a partner with someone when you're not.
Sure.
So I want to make sure everybody understands that. Any other questions, Mr. Rod?
Yeah, one more. Can you just give us a quick update on your kind of evaluation of the market and where things are going right now? Is it getting busier? Is it the same, slowing down?
Absolutely. So as you guys may have read, the Feds have hiked the interest rates, again. I have not seen, and that was my next topic. So thank you for introducing that. Part of going into August, I wanted to have a joke about going into August and say, July is over already, Julyin'. But anyways, I'm not really good with off the cuff jokes, so forgive me. The state of the market, as I see it, as a signing agency that is nationwide, producing still 3,000 plus transactions a month, I don't see the market really declining. What I really see right now is the new normal. I feel that we have a great amount of signings at Unlimited Ink, which means other signing agencies are going to have those as well. I'm actually starting to see other signing agencies pick up, because I put myself into these forums just like you guys do, and I'm starting to see them pick up. Beth actually called me like a week ago and said, and it was before end of the month, so it was a little over a week ago, and she said, wow, I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to see more and more and more. I tested it because she and I are in two different geographical locations, same state, but two very different geographical locations. At the state of the market I see right now, refis definitely haven't come back. Okay, they're not going to just pop out. Those people who refinanced during COVID or bought during COVID, they're going to hold on to that interest rate as long as they possibly can. Now, we are expecting a dip in rates and people get adjusted. Before the refinance boom, this is not my first refinance boom. So to talk about the state of the market, I feel that we are kind of in just the now normal. There's only up from here. There's no down, so to speak. This means that every single person that's on this call, watches the replay, you guys really have to know how to market your notary business, okay? And I will tell you, for the last 3 years, everyone seriously kind of just expected to be flooded with signings. I remember during COVID, as a signing agency, Travis and I were begging notaries, literally begging them. And can you take one more? But it's not like that now. And it won't be like that for quite a while, even when the market turns around and it gets a little bit busier. So what I want to tell you is something that I learned as a notary, and I'm sure Beth also can attest to this as well. Diversification is where you really need to focus between now and the end of the year. Things are going to come down. The interest rates will come down some, but they're never going to go back down to 2.5 and 3s. So if you're expecting a refinance boom anytime soon, that's not going to happen. It will get more comfortable for those who are looking to buy a home to do it. Right now, what's causing the big bottleneck is inventory. Inventory is the biggest problem. People are not putting their houses for sale. They're locked into interest rates that, why would I sell my home at 2.5% interest rate and go into a home for 6% or 7% or somewhere in between there, 5 to 7%? I would need to be moving for a job that paid me a lot of money. I would need to be, in a very bad position and have to sell my home. And those things are still happening. Those things are always going to happen. But the state of the market right now is a good lesson for any brand new notary coming into this industry, or any notary that's been in this industry, but not as long as some of the ones that have been around for a long time. The wake-up call is diversification. You have to understand general notary work. You have to get out there in the field. Abraham and I just did a whole podcast about this. Bill Bumfrey wrote an article about this, about pigeonholing just to loan signings. You might be missing out on what the opportunities are for you in this industry. Take, for instance, there has been recently a repeal on RON, that if you did an I-9 verification through RON, and I'm starting to see them at Unlimited Ink for general notary work. Anybody who got a RON done for I-9 verification now has to get them redone by a certain date. So if they're still in that job, they have to be redone in person notarization. Or, well, not notarization, but an in-person signing. We don't actually notarize an I-9 verification. That's a huge opportunity there. And you can charge $49, $75 a pop there. I see, it's a new, and I don't want to give away anybody's trade secrets here, but in Arizona, I see notaries, we now have to have an appointment to do apostilles, and I will just leave it at that. But I see notaries who are working around having that appointment. Okay. I'm seeing notaries who are working with teams to do running for apostilles. I see notaries going into RON. The state of the market now is definitely, this is the time to diversify. If you haven't done it by now, we've been talking about this for a year. This is the time for you to master the craft of being a loan signing agent, for sure, because that's the high dollar ticket item, but also diversify in what else you can offer people. And you want to go to other notaries' websites. You want to go through Notary Stars, different tabs, and say, what can you do? Additional things that you can do. You want to venture out to other trainers as well. Bill Soroka has been teaching estate planning. You guys have seen the emails. I'm sure you're all in the same email list that I'm on. Laura Beaver teaches trust signings. Judy Lawrence teaches apostilles. Lisa Duffy teaches fingerprinting. There are a million resources out there for you to add on services. I would love, love, love to, we're going to always continue to bring information to Notary Stars, but I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. There are some big names out there that have been doing training in their niche for a long time that you also need to connect with. And so the state of the market right now, I would say, is better than we've ever seen it. We've had the 2 best months. Now, here's the kicker. We are in August. Typically, it gets a little bit slower in September, and then it goes August, October, November, December, and it's going to get busy, busy, busy. It'll be the busiest it's been all year. January is crickets. Okay, so if you were on this call in July 31st, save some money for January, and don't say that you weren't warned, because January is the slowest month for loan signing agents. General notary work will help keep you afloat, so you got plenty of time to prepare. But I think after the first of the year, we're going to see a big deal. And then here's the great news. 2024, does anybody know what the big deal is that happens in 2024? Elections. And that's when we're going to really start seeing, I will not get into a political conversation on Notary Stars at all. But elections can really change things and how things are run. So we'll see what happens in 2024, but it won't get worse from here. It's only going to get better from this point. This is a, for sure, secure moment in history for all of us that have been through the last 2 years. Or last year of the downturn. We are definitely out of the downturn. It's only up from here. Okay. We have a question from Ben. Ben, you've had your hand raised up for quite a while. I'd love to hear from you.
Hey, Ronnie. Thanks for running the Arizona Ron application class this week. And I just wanted to let you know that I got mine approved over the weekend, which was, it was amazing to see an email come in Saturday and Sunday from the Secretary of State. But my question for you is, since we have a commission number and then we have an electronic number, which number is supposed to be showing on the stamp for the electronic?
It is going to be your commission number.
Okay.
Correct.
That's what I thought.
Now that's going to change. So for anybody watching the replay, to my understanding, they are going to have the Ron commission number showing, but buy your stamp from the NNA because they talk directly with every Secretary of State, and they're going to make that electronic stamp the way it's supposed to be made. So only get it from there and you can never go wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you. Was that it, Mr. Ben? Okay, perfect. All right. The next thing that I want to talk about, and just to give you guys some prompts, and I would love to hear from you guys. So if you brought something that you want to talk about tonight, please get those hands raised, because again, this episode is all about you. But for a prompt, I want to talk about informational overload. Okay, and it works in many arenas right now. I actually watched a documentary about this because I was starting to feel it. And I want to talk about informational overload and how it's affecting our industry and everything that you're doing right now. And let me tell you, there are some things happening in our particular industry that I want to make you aware of. And if you'll listen to me, I promise you that it will help not only you, it'll help the person next to you on the screen and the next to you down the street. Right now, ask yourself who is dominating when you type in Notary Public on any channel out there, social media channel, or it's trainers, self-included, Notary Stars too. The trainers are dominating YouTube. They're dominating Instagram. They're dominating TikTok. And a lot of them are talking about how you make 6 figures, or you can make 6 figures. And Marcy Tibero, I'm hoping I said it right out of those 2 choices. She brought us a nice new episode called Notary on the Street. And that's why I'm doing this contest, to kind of help you break through that. You can win $1,000 from doing it. It's self-serving, yeah. Notary Stars gets a advertisement out of it, but I want people to get comfortable in front of the camera. And I have to tell you, I want to see this industry. You guys know I get really passionate. I want you to bury me. Okay, forget everybody else. I'm just going to be self-centered for a moment. I want you to bury me in the search rankings. Stop letting your clients hear about Notary Stars. Stop letting your potential clients hear about six figures. Stop letting your potential clients hear about becoming a notary. You guys need to take control of the conversation. And I wish I could do more. The only thing I can do is put this light bulb over your head. You are going to have to learn how to do Instagram Reels and dominate your local area. Now, I'm going to be dedicating some time to my marketing class on making that happen. But you are going to have to start doing it now. I hear often, I've actually had calls at Unlimited Ink where people tell me, I know you're overcharging, because they hear 150,000, 100,000 on the internet. They're getting the same information you're getting when they're looking for a notary. And you guys are going to have to collectively come together, and you don't even have to be on camera to create an Instagram reel. But there's 109 people on this call, and I don't know how many people will watch the replay. But if you all collectively start making reels, you can bury the trainers, and you can take control of the conversation with you locally so that you can educate your clients on what exactly it is you do. Why do you charge a fee when you come out? Who are you? When? Store my number in your phone. You know, notaries are an emergency service often. You don't want to have to go looking for one when you need one. There's a million conversations that you could be having with your clients that don't involve how much money you make. And I want all of you to take control of that conversation. We're in an informational overload right now, and another part of that, now that's the good part. If you take control of your local community and that's what everyone sees, or they see more of you. The other thing that we're going to talk about today is informational overload in this sense. It was brought to my attention this week on a clubhouse that I attended with Amy Sykes was there, Bill Soroka was there, Judy Lawrence was there, Sabam Griffin was there. You guys all know those names. There are notaries right now. There's a course out there, and I don't know what the name of it is, and I'm not going to bash anything, but this course actually has a very little training, and then it encourages other notaries to go out and become trainers to become notaries. There are people, and this has happened to, you know, I'll say some names. Notary Stars, Judy Lawrence, I know Laura. There are notaries who go in and take these courses and then tell those trainers, I'm going to create my own course now. And they have no experience. They're just regurgitating the information that's been taken. So we're in an age of training booms right now. And you want to be very careful who you partner up with. Ask those people, how long have you been doing it? You know, what experience do you have? You know, at Notary Stars, I created this company, this side of the company, because it's self-serving for me. And in order to get better notaries at Unlimited Ink, I train people how to work with everyone because I need good notaries. What are the other trainers' motives? What are they teaching you? Are they actually teaching you how to expand your business? Where did they learn how to do it? You know, you guys know I got a job at a title company early on to learn how to do these things. Beth worked at a title company. Travis worked as a lender. We came together collectively to kind of keep going down this route. If you took someone else's course, that's your only credential, you're just regurgitating information. And you guys ever heard of the telephone game? Where someone says, hey, 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 and the next one leaves out a hey, and by the time it gets to you, it's not even the word hey, it's yo. We're now playing telephone game with training courses, and I want you guys to just be very, very careful and ask, what is the motive behind this training course? What do I really get? You know, what are other people saying about it? Are they just trying to make me another trainer? Do you really want to be a trainer? And if you do, you probably want to take every course out there and give it a little time. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of the informational overload that's going on out there, and that you know that you can take it back. Every person out here has the ability to take back social media, to use a few hashtags, to make a reel a month, to make 2 reels a month, partner with another notary and dominate your area, so that it's not so, I make 6 figures. And it's not just one particular course that does that. There's tons now. Okay. I know a lot of people think I target one particular course. I'm not. It's a lot of them. But you have the ability to take it back. And if you don't want to be on camera, there are ways to make reels in Canva that you don't have to be on camera. You've all seen that Instagram reel. Instagram's new algorithm is to post a reel. So here's a picture as a reel. I'm sure you've all seen that come through your newsfeed at some point. They're making a point there. So that's pretty much it for my micro topics today. I'd love to hear from you guys. I hope I prompted your brains to kind of bring forth some questions. And I know, because I was on the phone literally all day today with questions, what's going on in your notary life today? And Miss Beth, did we have any questions from the chat there as well?
No questions. A little bit of chatter thanking you for being upright about flooding social media and emails. I even had one experience myself this weekend where I took a general notary work appointment, and the first thing on the phone is, "Are you an actual notary?" And I said, "Well, yes, sir, I am." He says, "Well, everybody else I've called just do training." I'm going, "Oh, okay." So it is very proliferate out there, and we got to take back our own advertising and our own image and our own services, guys. We really need to.
Yes, and I think it's really important. We're running this contest right now for all of the Notary Stars. If you've ever been a Notary Star up until August 1st, tomorrow, anytime in the past, even if you've downgraded, because we don't expect you to pay $29.95 the rest of your life. Of course, those are the very beginning. Some of you have $5 a month. Some of you have $20 a month, whatever you're grandfathered into. We're doing it self-servingly, but we're also wanting to get you behind the camera. We want to show you one time, and we think $1,000 is a great incentive for that. I hope all of you that are good supporters of us will at least attempt it and get started, and then also do the notary on the street. Especially if you're in my marketing course, we're going to be talking about this more. It's going to be a direction that we're going into, because it's true. You're going to have to get in there, or else someone else is going to get in there for you. Catherine, you got your hand raised there. I'd love to get your question.
So I'm in California, so we're not RON approved yet, but to diversify the services that I offer, and I'm still in my infancy, I was just commissioned in April, but what are your thoughts about RON coming to California, and should I, or is it possible to prepare with any programs so that when it does, it's kind of like I'm a little bit ahead of the game?
Absolutely. This is a really great question, and I'm glad that you're from California, so that the California notaries' ears are perked up right now. Amy Seitz and I just recently did a video that you can watch. It's on our YouTube channel under the video replays. Yes, you should be prepared, because it's coming. California is a little more difficult to get something to move. You guys know that if you live there. But once it moves, it's going to go pretty quickly. And one group that I would tell you that you really need to be a part of, and keeping your eye to the ear on the ground, is the California League of Independent Notaries. Matt Miller is literally participating in helping guide that legislation. He's an advocate for notaries, and that organization is a nonprofit. Of course, there is a membership, to participate in certain things, but he has a free monthly meeting. It's going to help you go. Now, when it comes to preparing for RON, as a Notary Stars member, you do have access to our RON safety training. I want to say this about Ron when it comes to training. So you have to know what you're doing as a notary before you enter the Ron arena. You have to know your notarial certificates. If you're a loan signing agent, you've got to know how to conduct a loan signing. That's all you really need to know. Then your platform that you're going to be working on is going to teach you how to use that platform. But when it comes to, and I call it Ron safety training, Bill goes over how to market as a Ron notary. Bill goes over how to, conduct a signing. We have Ron notary scripts. There are certain things that you do on camera. For instance, asking the signers if they're okay with recording the entire transaction for the record retention purposes on behalf of the lender and the title agent. Little things that you're going to have to know how to do that are not a part of the paper signings. That's what our Ron training is. We talk about Ron safety. My script is a little bit longer than anybody else is going to give you because I am the stickler for not getting in trouble. So yes, you can start preparing and you can watch those. I mean, we've been filming those classes every week since May last year. And I always said before, until I start barking at it, it's not a big deal. I'm now seeing Ron being more prevalent than ever now. And so I do hope that you'll get prepared and start your journey before it happens, because there is someone out there, there's going to be a couple of hundred notaries in California that are ready to roll the minute that it comes out. And they're going to grab the business.
And excuse my ignorance about it, because again, I haven't had to know about it, but a Ron can notarize any document that a mobile notary could.
Yes and no. So there are certain documents that you may not be able to notarize on Ron. And it also, so let's say you're doing a power of attorney for a bank, right? That bank is going to have to accept an electronically notarized document. So you have to learn that language. And we do teach you that at Notary Stars as well. That language of asking, is the receiving party going to accept the document? You can say that it's legal all day long, but when it comes to a bank and 18 attorneys against it, you're going to have that conversation with your signer. And you'll build relationships this way, by the way. Some people don't like when I say this. They're like, it's legal, they can do it. That's absolutely true. It's legal. There's no reason for them to not turn it away. But if the bank doesn't accept it, they don't accept it. So when you know how to have that conversation with your signer, you're building long-term relationships of people who are going to come back for more Rons from you because you were honest with them and told them. So that's also a part of learning how to navigate Ron. There are certain documents that you just can't do on Ron because they won't be accepted. And then, of course, if it's a loan signing, always the lender and title agent are going to be the ones that dictate if it can be done via Ron or not.
So we're not going to become obsolete as travel notaries and mobile notaries.
No, we've been around for 2,000 years. And as Abraham joked about on the last podcast, he said, I think we'll be around for a little bit longer.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. These were great questions. I appreciate you bringing those up. And Mr. Rod, you got your hand raised there. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, one more. So do you consider Ron a part of diversification, or is it just in these days kind of a foundational of a modern notary?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful question. I absolutely consider it a part of diversification. I also consider it I'm trying to find the right words because you guys know that sometimes I can say things that it can sound like I'm talking down and I'm not. I consider it if you have, I got to say this the right way. You have to do it. If your state allows it, you just have to do it. It's the future. And right now, if you need one good reason, there are notaries throughout the country who are pioneering, and they are not only getting Rons, but they're getting the paper notarizations because they know how to do Ron. They're more of an asset to title companies that need that, or have to put it through a Ron. And I've had to do Ron for several reasons, because someone has COVID, because they're out of the country, because they're in another state and they're in a rural area and we can't send a notary to that area because the rural notary wants $700 for it. So they're going to stop in at a gas station and get Wi-Fi. And, there's a million reasons out there. When you become the go-to notary because you can do it and you offer that service, don't let the next guy or gal come by and say, I can do this for you. And then all they have to say is, you give me these Rons for the last 6 months. Can you give me some paper signings too? And there goes your business. So
Okay.
there's your good reason, is because you're offering an extension of what you can already do, and you don't want someone else to also offer that extension.
Yeah, so speaking of information overload, so I'm in basically my first 9 months and trying to learn a lot of stuff all at once. I'm just trying to decide whether I need to kind of divert my attention and bear down on Ron and get that worked out at the expense of doing more marketing oriented sorts of things. Because you can only do so much, right? First things first. So I'm just trying to prioritize where I should go.
I think that Ron should be something that you should also explore. And I get it, Mr. Rod, and for everybody here, information overload, right? If I gave you a perfect journey right now, you master loan signings first, you maybe add in a niche, but you also have to learn to market, because after the loan signings, which is going to be your high dollar ticket item, you have to know how to market your business or you're not going to go very far. And so, Mr. Rod, from you, I think you are in a good space, because I've worked with you outside of these meetings as well. I built your website, and I've seen what you're capable of. I think you're going to do just fine. It's the notaries that just say no Ron, no marketing. I'm just going to put myself in signing order. That doesn't work. You have to, like Unlimited Ink, we do photo assignments. We do debt settlements. We do companies that only do refinances. We do companies that only do purchases and sales. We do companies that do reverse mortgages. We're open to the general public. We educate about how jail signings run. We do hospital signings. That didn't happen overnight, but all of those things were probably, when I got serious, were put together in 5 years or less. And now, and I was just telling somebody this on the phone today, you guys have it so, and it was in my article too, if you guys read it, you guys have it so lucky, because there was no Ronnie, there was no Beth, there was no Mark Wills, there was no Bill Soroka, there was no Carol Ray, there was nothing when we got started. The names that you know now really clawed their way to the top. And I'm not saying you have to claw your way, because now you just need to watch some videos, let it absorb in, make sure you watch it again. If it doesn't, read a few articles, and you can be there, the go-to, and then you can decide if you want to open an agency, and then later on a training company. I say later on because you need that experience as well to be able to work with others. I'm still learning how to be a trainer at this point, but I had to throw that in there at the end. Did that answer the question, Mr. Rod?
It did, thanks.
Awesome. And then Catherine, you got another question there. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, just a follow up on the Ron. So is their payment still the same as if you were to go out, or how does it?
Really
compare?
great question as well. So there are some platforms like notarize.com. We call them notary farms, where they charge the signer $25 and offer you $5. I don't recommend working with them in that model. I would never sit there and click. I've known notaries who make thousands of dollars, but that's just not enough for me. But you can use their platform for bring your own business as well. A lot of platforms will bring it. For Ron signings, the fee might come down slightly. Okay, and the reason why is you're going to pay that platform fee. And signing agencies for like a seller file, we offer anywhere between $50 and $65 on Ron. And we encourage notaries to use platforms that are hybrid models where they don't charge as much. So you do have to research the platform that you're going to be working with. And, if you do a seller file that's like 8 pages to 13 pages or 28 pages and only a few signatures, on the right platform, that could cost very little. But in other instances on a paper signing, you would have to drive, wait. RONs aren't always perfect at this moment, and they're not going to be. You can have RONs canceled. They cannot fail KB. I mean, they can fail KBA. But it is a technology that you don't want to miss out on just because it's a little bit more difficult to do. There have been days, and you can ask Beth. I mean, I did 3 on Saturday morning back to back. I had an 8, a 9, and a 10 outside of unlimited ink because I don't take any unlimited ink files. I've taken 1 in 3-4 years. And that was only because I really, really wanted to know where that business was coming from. It was an I-9 verification. So I wanted to know the company that was doing it. But I've also had days where I had an 8, a 9, and 10, and they were all canceled because they failed KBA, and I only made half of what I thought I was going to make. Now, when I do RONs, it's my play money. So like when I go to Harvey Weinberger, it goes into my little Ronnie's Play account, so I can go get a wine and a burger up the street. But for you guys, it's part of your living, and it can be a little frustrating in the beginning, but it's just like a loan signing. When you go to the table, if it cancels, you're not getting the full fee. So you have to learn to be patient with it and understand that you have a higher probability of people not passing KBA than someone canceling at the table. And I lost your picture on the screen there, so I hope I got your question answered there. And then Mr. Rod, you've got your hand raised there.
I do, again, sorry, everybody. But so this is a kind of a tough question, kind of like asking how high is high, but has anybody come to the conclusion yet? I mean, is RON or just standard loan signings, which one has a higher profit margin than the other?
Mr. Rod, this is also a really great question. And it's a question that I'm not going to give you a definitive answer, because 1 week RONs could be higher, 1 week loan signings could be higher, 1 week general. There was 1 week before unlimited ink became where it was. I shocked myself. I think in 1 week I did $1,800 worth of general notary work. Of course, I was living in a big city, but there's no way. It's so funny to me, like when you know so much and you can do so many things, the universe just sometimes apostilles. You'll do 4 of them, which you can charge a lot for. You'll get 4 of them and then have no general notary work or no loan signings. And then 1 week you'll have 2 apostilles, 4 general notary appointments, and 2 loan signings. But you have to be open to all the things you can do with this job title that we have, which is notary public. And if I told you which one I think makes more money, everybody that's watching is going to try to do that. And I don't want people to do that. And I don't want you to do that, because you need to be diversified in your business.
Well, and there's really too many variables for you to
Yeah.
on anything. And the same way that the real estate market changes and fluctuates, so does our business, because we track with the real estate market. So to say that traditional notary work, either general notary or loan signings, is going to be more profitable than RON any day of the week is impossible to say. Just
I
can't.
figured that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And then we're going to make this the last question today. I have an announcement, and I know Lisa Duffy has an announcement. So I hope you guys will stick around for this, because they're both great announcements. All right. So Miss Brenda, you've got your hand raised there, and we would love to hear from you. You are off mute, but we can't hear you. If you have the email on how to get in, why don't you dial into the session as well? And then I'll make my announcement. We'll let you go after that, so we get your question in, and then we'll go to Lisa's announcement. So go ahead and get dialed into the session, and then I'll keep an eye. Don't lower your hand on the screen. So guys, my announcement for tonight, before we get to Lisa's, is I am doing my now biannual SEO conference. If you own your own website and you are not one of my Notary Star Plus marketing students, on August 12th, I will be doing my SEO seminar. I will be using Wix as the example. So definitely if you use Wix, you will really want to attend. If you are not a Wix partner, these concepts will apply to your website. You will never need anyone else to teach you SEO again. And you will laugh at people who call and try to sell it to you, because I really know what I'm doing. I can show you how to make a website or any web page come up #1 on Google. And I'm very confident in this. In the very first few minutes of the course, I'll show you a plethora of examples pretty quickly, because we'll have to get to the actual thing. I can put my money where my mouth is. I know my marketing students a lot of them are here tonight, and they see this on the regular. Most recently, my credentials for doing this is the website Wix, which is one of the biggest partners in the country. I spent probably 5 years building websites for them for free. I did charge people also and got counted toward that, but they had to review everything that I did to make sure it was done right. And so now I'm what you call a Wixpert, or a legend status at Wix. And I would love to share that with you. I started out just like you, wanting to get direct business, and there are so many people who will sell you SEO. I will literally show you everything you need to do to a website and explain it to you so that you can make your website come up #1. And if I'm creating competitors for myself, so be it, because once you learn to compete, you will never not be able to compete, and we can just hit the ball back and forth. Case in point, my dad worked for Duracell my whole life, and he confided in me. Energizer and Duracell, they know that both of them are just as strong batteries, and they just share the space. That's what I want to do with you. Let me show you how to dominate the internet. Let me show you how to make your website come up first. And if you want to join that seminar, all you have to do is go to notarystars.com. There's a big banner across the top, and all you have to do is register. Registration will be closed on the 11th. I will not let anyone in past that. Every time I've done this conference, people beg me up until the morning of, and I always have to jump around. I'm going into this conference calm and cool. The day before the conference at 5 p.m., if you are not registered, you are just not getting in. And you'll have to wait 6 months for me to do it again. So if you want to attend and you're not one of my Notary Star Plus marketing students, please go register. And seats are limited. So when that banner comes down on Notary Stars, there are no more seats, because I am not teaching for 5,000 people. I am teaching for a finite amount of seats in that seminar. Let's see if Miss Brenda was able to get, Miss Brenda, were you able to get dialed in? You can just shake your head. Oh, wait, I think I hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. All right. Question. What do you think of IPEN? Is there a big call for it? And do you think Escrow Tab will roll out?
You know, I wrote an article about IPEN on Notary Stars, and I hope you'll read it, because there's, we only have so much time in this episode for me. I can do a whole episode. I could do a whole episode on this, and we invited Escrow Tab in.
Yeah.
In my experience for IPEN, I've had one call for IPEN, maybe 2 in 2 years, and that was only from MROC. Every platform that's out there, you can use for IPEN. I know Blue Notary, Cyberize It, all of them can provide you IPEN. Escrow Tab has come down where they have this new software. I have lots and lots of clients, Diversify clients all over the country. We have 350 different title companies with multiple offices at Unlimited Inc. Never once have we ever been able to do an IPEN signing.
Okay.
So I think that we kind of skipped from paper, thought IPEN was going to be a thing, and then went to Ron. And then, of course, you guys, if you've heard the term REN, which is similar to IPEN, but you're on a webcam and do it. They've done away with that. That was only approved during COVID. So really, we have just in-person and remote online notarization, and then IPEN is kind of this thing kind of sticking out there. My personal opinion, and I don't think it'll be around for a long time. I think we're going to skip
Okay.
right over it and go right to Ron. My focus would be on Ron with a platform that allows me to do IPEN in case I needed to do it.
Okay,
Like if
makes
I'm
sense.
choosing where I was going to spend my money, I would be investing in a Ron platform that I could also do IPEN with.
Right. Okay, that answers my question.
Thank you so much. And,
Thank you.
I don't mean any disrespect, to Escrow Tab at all. We had them on here to present, and you guys saw the article that I wrote. But I did not design Notary Stars to sell things to people that I don't buy myself. And I am very careful, even at our level of income at Notary Stars and Unlimited Ink. I'm very careful how we spend our dollars, because you got to be careful. All right, guys, we're now at the end of our session. Next week, please bring back another. Oh, we got one more question. We'll answer that, and then we'll go to Lisa Duffy. Miss Veronica, go ahead. We'd love to hear from you.
Hi, so I have a Wix account and I had a website before and I was transferring it to Wix, but then I lost my email and now Google's asking me to verify it from Wix and Wix asking Google to verify it for the workspace. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I know a lot of things about those things.
So now it's like in limbo though, and now I haven't been able to get an email for like 3 weeks.
It's gonna all have to do with your DNS servers. So have you already migrated your entire website to Wix?
Yes,
And where did you buy your domain name?
it was from Turbify.
Okay, so your DNS records are going to be owned by are going to reside where you got that. You're going to need to change your mail servers in that domain so that your emails can go back through. So when you migrated your website, you put your website with Wix for hosting. You're going to need to now change your mail servers to make sure that they're matching where it should go. So you're going to need to contact that provider and explain them what's happening, and then they're going to walk you through. And you said something about Workspace. Did you migrate your did you change to Gmail Workspace?
Well, it was an old email that I never used.
Mhm.
So they're saying that I've owned the email with the same email address. And so they're saying just go through Workspace and then add it there, but they're kind of both saying something different. That I'm trying to do it. Then I changed the DNA wording.
Mhm.
And it went back to my old website instead of the new one in Wix. And then I got scared and I changed it right away.
Wix only has 2 name servers that you need to enter. So you have to remove all name servers from your current hosting. Then you'll enter in. Wix only has 2, and it can vary. Sometimes it seems like they're the same, but they do vary. So you'll put in the 2 name servers that they've identified for your website that you built, and that's all you need. When it comes to your mail, that's completely different DNS records. So you would have to work with where your domain was bought from. You're telling me that you bought it from one place, but then you're saying Workspace. So,
Yeah, so Google Workspace is saying they want to because see, Wix uses Google Workspace for the emails, right?
yes, that is correct.
So they're saying they said to verify that I'm the person that owns it.
Mhm.
And then Google Workspace asked me to change it through Wix, which I did.
Mhm.
And then it went back to the old page that I absolutely did not like. And then, so I got scared, so I took it down. So now I'm still just trying to figure it out.
So your website, you only need to enter the name servers. When it comes to your email, what I would do if I were you is transfer. If you bought it somewhere else, transfer your domain to Wix. That'll
Okay.
cost you about 14 days. but then everything will be under one roof and it'll be so much easier for you to manage. Because it sounds to me that you have 3 parties going on here, and that can be done. Don't get me wrong, I do it all the time. But for someone who doesn't do it all the time, you're only going to do it once. I would actually transfer my domain to Wix under my account so that way you can do everything under one roof.
Right. And I switched to Wix because you said it was good. So
It
that's
is
why.
it is absolutely hands down the best platform for a small business owner out there. Absolutely. And I get no money for saying that, not a dollar. I wish I
Yeah.
did because I talk about it all the time.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I am really, really anxious for that big announcement from Lisa Duffy.
Absolutely. Miss Beth, have you found her in the chat there? Let's see, make her co-host. And we're going to spotlight you, Miss Lisa, and let's hear what your big announcement is. Everybody is on the edge of their seats, and we've had a great retention for a whole hour tonight. So I'd love to hear what your big announcement is.
Oh my gosh, not the spotlight. That's so intimidating.
You can do this. You got this.
I got this. Well, thank you for just giving me a little space to do this. First of all, I just want to thank everyone who has taken my course, who reached out to me. Thank you for your support. I know a lot of you are rocking and rolling. You're getting your free mentorship. You're buying your equipment. You're getting approved. I mean, it's just fantastic. But you know, a lot of you have reached out to me about Afterpay and a payment plan and things like that. And I know that we are, as notaries, most of us are a one-person show, and we do everything in our business. And like Ronnie was saying, there's so many training courses that are available. I mean, I have a couple that I haven't even been able to start yet because there's so many. But also I know that, you know, we as notaries we're not, well, okay, I'm gonna speak for myself. I don't have money to waste. I don't like wasting my hard-earned dollars, and I like investing in things that are real, not false advertisement or anything like that. And so because of that, I have decided to go down on the price of my courses, because I don't think, just personally, I don't think anyone should have to do a payment plan for a course. If you have to do a payment plan, to me, it just feels like it might be too much. So I went down on my courses. I'm not going to say what the prices are, so you'll have to go to my website and check. But it's available as of right now for anyone who wants to take it. You still get the 3 months of complimentary mentorship. You still get the title as a print ninja in my exclusive group, where you'll get all the resources and links to all the equipment that you'll need, and everything that was offered at the larger price is still being offered. All the benefits are being offered at the new price. And then also, my other big announcement is that specifically, so this is going to happen it's going to happen nationwide, but right now, specifically for California, you guys know, or if you don't know, you'll know soon, that every transaction, live scan or ink card transaction that you provide, you have to keep a record of that. You have to keep some sort of logbook. And I know that people are keeping their own individual logbook. Some people are just simply have a notebook and they're just writing it down every day. So I am publishing a journal similar to keeping your transactions like you do with your notary journal. I've just, how do I say this? My book is right now, it's at the publisher. It's called The Ultimate Fingerprinting Journal, and it will cover transactions for ink card fingerprinting and for live scan, and it'll allow you the ability to record your transactions in the journal. But not only that, it comes with instructions on how to do a live scan service. It comes with a bunch of illustrations. It talks about and walks you through the resubmission process, in case you didn't know about that. And also there's some business tools at the back to help you keep record of your, it's for bookkeeping. So it'll help you keep track of your transactions, how you're doing, your, the number of resubmissions, the number of ink card and live scan transactions, and your profits, and what you owe to the DOJ, and all of that. So that'll be coming out in should be the next week. And it'll be available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and everywhere you can purchase any books or journals. And we haven't decided on a price yet, but it'll definitely be something that will really help you manage and organize your fingerprinting business. And if you decide to purchase one of my programs, I know that there's been a few people that reached out to me. They're having trouble. I guess when you get the email and you click to launch the program, for whatever reason, you can't find it. So reach out to me and I have to help you on an individual basis until that's resolved. I do have a ticket into the help desk to try and get this resolved. But in the meantime, I can invite you to be in the course individually once you've paid. So just send me an email or a text or something like that. And if there's no questions, that's all.
Miss Lisa, if you don't mind, I'm gonna actually say something because I want you to know that Lisa is actually one of the people that could have had her course stolen from her. She's worked really hard to become, and if you wonder why we've had her so much here at Notary Stars, it's because someone started inviting her along for the ride and then wanted to say that they were the trainer. And I said, no. You worked too hard for this. And she's been a Notary Star. She attends our classes. She's very humble, but she knows live scan because she does that outside of being a notary. So I've worked with her to give her a platform, and I keep introducing her to other people that will give her a platform that won't take from her. And if you have a course and you don't want someone to steal it from you, because you got to be very careful, come talk to me, because I don't want your course. I'm not going to put it on. I get nothing from the help that I've provided Miss Lisa because I want to see her greatness and I want to pass this along to the next generation and to you guys. So I hope you will support her in her course because she is the first pioneer. Anybody you've heard say that they're offering training after her, they stole it from her. And we won't let that happen here. So just letting you know. We have a question from Dana Keller here.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Hi, Ronnie. My question's for Lisa. Lisa, I've really been interested in taking a live scan class, but I've held off on it because and I don't know if the information I'm getting is correct. The actual investment cost, the startup cost for live scan equipment, I've been told can run as much as $10,000. Is that correct?
Yes, depending on the bells and whistles. But for business owners like us, the highest is probably more like 7,000. But that's depending on what you add to your machine. So there's different services that you can add onto your machine, and that will increase the price. But just to give you an idea, I only opted for live scan. I manually do provide ink cards. You can provide ink cards where you print them on, you roll them on your live scan machine and you print them on an FBI approved printer. That's another added feature onto the machine. I opted instead for the top of the line scanner so that I could scan people in a matter of, I think my average appointment is about 6 or 7 minutes. And I manually roll ink cards. And so my system came up to just shy of $6,000. So the range is from about 3,500 up to probably 7, depending
And
on who you go to.
how long did it take you to get a return on your investment? Was it like 2 years, 3 years?
Oh, no. So I don't know if you know a little bit about my backstory, but I became a live scan technician August of last year. And I don't think my system was on for 3 weeks, and I got hired at the National Notary Association, and I drove all over the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, and I fingerprinted anywhere from 150 to 200 people every week. And I learned everything about the business, the front end, the back end, and everything. And so that is why I teach it, because it was so, not that part, but just getting my system and learning what the process was from the DOJ and what I needed to do behind the scenes while I was getting approved was really hard. And my goal is to just not make it that hard for other people. It was really hard for me. But yeah, I've only been in the business for pretty much a year now. And my system I bought from a really reputable company called Biometrics for All. It's the number 4. And I chose them because the first company I chose, which was Certifix, they had some packages that just, I'm only speaking for myself, they looked really strange to me. And they were charging, you know, $5, $10, and $12 per transaction that I would submit to the DOJ. And that just looked strange to me. And so when I got with Biometrics for All and got a quote from them, they only charge 75 cents per transaction.
Wow.
So, and not only that, they have a program where they understand you're trying to get your business off the ground. So the first 3 months, they don't charge you anything. So as far as, you know, my return on my investment, 2 months later, I got called by Pixar Animation Studios and I live scanned 40 of their staff members. And then they called me back the next day, and then I went back the next month. So that was a little bit unusual. I'm not saying you can't get groups, of course you can, and I teach you that.
Sure.
But that particular group was probably unusual. And so I probably made my money back within, I want to say 4 months.
Oh, that's not bad. So
And
I just
don't
have
think that's unusual.
I just have 2 other questions, and then I'll let Ronnie move on to the next person. It sounds like the equipment that you're using for live scan is portable. Is that correct?
Yeah, so there's some companies that actually have a portable device where it's about the size of a cell phone, and you can use that. I've heard mixed reviews on it, but you can get that. My machine is not like a quote unquote portable system, but it is quick where I can, take it down and put it. I have a roll away bag. And when I go on my mobile appointments, I pull it out and live scan someone and break it back down. And it's quick. The equipment's only my laptop, the card reader, which is what you use to scan IDs with, because when you scan the ID, it pre-populates into your system, so you don't have to type all that. And then the live scanner itself. So that's the equipment you need. And of course, there's a few other things outside of that you'll need to be, that'll be helpful, but they're not mandatory.
Okay, and the last question that I have is on your live scan class, do you actually incorporate discussion on the different types of equipment and the different companies that we should be looking at to set our business up?
Yes, and so because there's so many states, I don't know the companies for every single state, but I do have a nice list in my class that gives you a head start on who to contact and how to start your research.
Very good. Thank you very much. You sound like your class is going to be very interesting. I've been looking at different classes and I just kind of shied away from them a little bit because I just didn't like their approach.
Yeah. So my class, it gives you, once you've determined and gone through the process in your state on getting approved to be a live scan or in-car service provider, my class will get you acclimated in the industry. It'll teach you the terminology, the difference between the background checks. It'll talk about, I talk about equipment and prices and how to do your research and the different levels of service that you can add, such as like fingerprinting children and things like that. So I help you to become acclimated in the industry so you look like and talk like a professional in the industry.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your taking your time with me.
You're welcome.
Okay, everybody, we are getting we are finished for tonight. There's no other hands raised. I do want to say something for everybody. We got a suggestion tonight from Jamie Falcon. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I haven't had time to look at the entire email, but if you have topics that you'd love to see, Jamie Falcon, take a notary from the page there. Take a page from the notary there. Send in your suggestions. Contact at notarystars.com. Let us know what you want to talk about and let us know what you'd like to see in the next session. You are a part of this. This is your session. I come up with these micro topics just to, get the conversation rolling, get your gears turning, but you come here for something and you can bring something. So Jamie, I will be looking at your email. I saw a little bit about what it's about and I'll see what I can do. Can't ever make promises, but suggestions are always great. And if you're thinking it, another notary is probably thinking it as well. Okay, guys, I have been posting it in the chat, but I'm going to ask you now, please, please, please turn on your cameras. We would love to see your faces for just a minute. If you are not driving a car, please turn on that camera. I don't care if you're naked, actually. If you're naked or you're eating a sandwich, turn on those cameras. Let us see those kids you're tucking in right now. Let us see the laundry that you have to fold, because I want to do that signature wave with all of you. I beg every week, and I've been doing it for 5 years, but tonight I'm telling you, you got to turn on that camera because I'm going to scroll through the screen. I want you to wave to yourself. If you watch the replay, I want you to wave to the future notary that's going to watch the replay. I want you to wave to those who couldn't be here that was tonight because they were out doing a signing and all those good things. Please turn on those cameras. And Miss Beth, well, let me say it the way I usually say it. Keep waving. If you are not naked or stuffing your face with a sandwich at the moment, please turn on those cameras and say goodnight. Miss Beth, how do we really say it here at Notary Stars?
Guys, remember, we're all in the same storm. We are not in the same boat. Some of us are in yachts, some are in canoes. Some of us aren't even in a boat. We're dog paddling. Just remember to be kind. Reach back, grab the hand of that notary behind you or next to you and show them the way, guys. Bring them along with you on your journey. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Good night, everybody.